What's been going on with Artfight? Recently, Artfight updated their rules, mostly restating emphasis on rules already in place. But also, one thing noted by many people is that they banned the use of 3D models and photos for pose tracing, even even those that you've already made or photos you've already taken. This rule was a problem for a lot of people, and there's already been dozens of videos explaining the difference between using these tools and tracing that would be used for actual art theft, that there is a difference, and how it would be useful for people who have trouble mentally seeing images like in their head. There's a term for it, but I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, so I'm not even going to try. But for certain people, imagining certain images may not show up as clearly as for other people. So having a 3D model that they can pose would really be useful for them. As for me, I can imagine myself as a reference doing a pose and how that would feel and what it may look like when I am in the pose. Where for other people, they cannot imagine an image as clearly. With lots of people having an issue with this new rule, there has been a huge amount of people voicing their opinion and their concerns to Artfight, as well as responding to the feedback form they sent out. From what I've heard, they've updated the rules and changed this, now allowing the 3D models that you have made and the photos that you have taken to be used for pose references and tracing over the pose. But around the time that this issue was discussed, I saw many people talking about Artfight, and one comment in particular on an Artfight prep video I saw said something along the lines of, "I thought we stopped supporting Artfight, or overall they were just insinuating that they were not participating in any form of Artfight and thought others shouldn't either." Someone had responded asking why, and they said it was because Artfight treats beginners poorly. Beginner artists aren't treated well on the site. Over the past year, a lot of discourse on Artfight, not just this one recent rule, has been talked about. No one has to participate, and I don't think it's something that people should avoid Artfight for. Artfight is free, and you don't have to pay to use it. You don't even have to donate to it if you don't want to. I just think it's a bit odd that many people would try to treat Artfight as something cancelable or something they should be canceled when it is definitely different from other things that you might want to stop using. Artfight makes no profit other than donations, as far as I know. And the main issues with Artfight treating artists poorly is a matter of, well, you can't control who people want to attack or not, and they don't have to attack you or attack you back. And there is also an issue with who is hired and who is monitoring the site, which is an issue I think should be brought up en masse by the community if there should be a change about it. Just like what was done with the new rule. Nobody has to participate in Artfight, and if you don't want to, that's fine. But if you want to quit Artfight for these sort of reasons, I feel like you'd be missing out overall. That is my personal opinion, though. Because you are not giving anything to the people monitoring Artfight or who don't want to attack you. Unless you attack somebody, you're giving them art. But other than that, you're not giving anybody who monitors it or works for Artfight anything. Artfight is supposed to be a game. It is for your own enjoyment. So you don't have to do it, but if it's something you were looking forward to, I don't think you should stop just because some people feel like it is bad towards beginner artists. And I'm not saying that it is not treating, there hasn't been treatment of beginner artists that has been negative, but I think overall you'd be missing out more. And it's true that a lot of bad stuff has happened over Artfight, but not in overall very high amounts. Most people have not had such these negative experiences. Nobody has had major negative experiences for the most part. I've been seeing a lot of videos about it, but most people don't have these experiences. For most people, it is very chill, and we don't have a lot of those problems. Most of these bad experiences is going to be receiving harassment or mean-spirited works or works that go against your rules. And for the most part, these aren't things that are really happening. Most of the people's problem, especially towards beginner artists, is that they don't want to attack beginner artists, so beginner artists feel like they are more neglected or not getting any art compared to bigger artists that are more well known or have a so-called higher skill level. But I don't think it's as big as a problem as people are making it seem. I don't feel that I'm very skilled when it comes to my art, especially my first year on Artfight, but I still got plenty of attacks. I feel like you just have to do the best you can and not feel like you should expect something back from every single person you attack. Not getting anything in return is definitely disappointing, and it's okay to be disappointed to work hard on something and not get validation for all your work or have it even be seen or talked about, not even get a thank you or anything back. But it is a game, and there's no rule saying anybody has to do that. And I think it kind of ruins the fun if you take it as a bad thing, like, oh, art fight is so bad now just because there are some people on there who don't revenge you if or maybe don't comment or something, which yeah sucks, but sometimes they just forget and sometimes things happen, or maybe they are not the nicest person, yeah, but you're gonna find people like that online. There is no rule on Artfight that you must revenge, comment, or follow back, and I feel like more people need to understand this. It is a game. Don't draw anybody's OC if you do not want to draw it and follow those rules. Personally, I have not seen, even on when it became popular on TikTok to talk about all Artfight's problems and all the drama that came up, I did not see a lot about beginner artists receiving harassment or any bad comments or anything like that. They just felt kind of left out, I guess, which is a valid feeling. And if you did have bad experiences, it's fine if you don't want to participate in art fight. But I think people hearing about this and then deciding, oh, I'm gonna quit art fight or treat it like something that you're boycotting is kind of stupid because I don't think art fight is the same as something else that you may boycott. Artfight is not like other sites that you would post your art. It is not like social media like TikTok or Instagram. It is a place full of artists where you get to show off art and you get to the choice to make art for other people with no guarantee of getting it back. It is something that you can do if you want to do. And personally, I think it is more well monitored and much more chill than lots of other social media sites where people often get harassed, bullied, doxxed, and horrible things happen to them. But nobody's canceled Instagram, nobody's canceled TikTok. It's not really feasible when the thing is that big, and it feels like the only way to get seen by an artist. Art Fight, personally, I think is a better way to get seen, a better way to contribute to the community. It is just a whole lot more fun. The big part about quitting Art Fight that I don't like is because Art Fight really depends on the community. And I think we can make an impact and make changes if we want to. It is not like those other social media sites where if we make bad comments on it or bad reviews, they're going to change. They're going to do whatever they want for money. But as Artfight is just for artists and we have fairly the same opinion on things, big issues like the new rule, we can voice our concerns and give them feedback. And if we all push towards doing that, I feel like we can have the results we want. If we see someone on the Artfight page doing a bad job of being a monitor of the site or something like that, we can respond to that and speak up. If we see something bad happening on the site, we can report it, and I think we have a better chance of making it a better site and a better overall community. If you've had a personal experience that was really bad on Artfight, especially if it was some form of harassment or bigotry in any sort of way, something real nasty or anything, then yeah, I would get if you would want to take a break from Artfight or maybe not go back. But for most people, I feel like you haven't had really harsh experiences. And if you're just quitting because you heard other people saying that, oh, it's bad now, I feel like you're quitting on the original idea of it in the heart of the community. And I feel like you should be there to help speak up against things that are happening to smaller artists and beginner artists. Especially if you are a bigger artist, you should definitely be saying something. And you could also be helping the community by, oh, I'm gonna go on Artfight and attack a lot of smaller artists and beginner artists because I feel like Artfight doesn't give a lot of attention to those people. You can literally help smaller artists and beginner artists by attacking them, following them, whatever. It is more of a community effort in that area than it is actually Artfight's um, employee volunteer. I don't know if they do volunteers or employees, but either way, the people that run it cannot force people to make attacks for smaller artists or beginner artists. That is a problem of the community. And you're not going to see problems in the community change unless you do something about it. And honestly, on Artfight, it is much better than any other place. So while there is definitely issues, I think quitting on Artfight is sort of quitting on the community. You're not actually caring about the small artists on there who want to support the community and be seen. You're not helping beginner artists grow anymore. You're not helping them at all if you're just going to turn your back like it is something to be canceled. That is not helpful in this sort of situation for this sort of site. But anyway, you don't really have to do Artfight if you don't want to. If you really don't want to, then you're not going to have fun. And I don't want anybody to participate if they aren't going to be fun about it, aren't going to have fun, don't want to do it. But I feel like just saying, oh, Artfight's canceled, I thought we weren't supporting anymore, I don't think it's the right viewpoint to have on this, because we've seen that it can definitely make a difference to give Artfight feedback and to be a part of the community. But anyways, that's all I had to say on that matter. With Artfight coming up, I might do some video looking for Artfight profiles or maybe characters to bookmark, maybe looking over other people's Artfight profiles. I've seen a lot of streams doing that, and that looks pretty fun, but we'll see. It is the 13th when I'm recording this, so tomorrow the new themes for Artfight, the different teams will be coming out. I'm very excited about that. No clue what it could be. I kind of hope it's not another space theme. I mean, there's a lot of cool things that I saw people guessing or coming up with that were involved with space, but I feel like since we did Stardust not too long ago, I'd rather not do that. But either way, I'm really excited for Artfight.